Hi, today I'm going to talk about the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2. All of those guys that are in the market for a racing shoe, look no further. This is an amazing shoe. I've actually wanted this shoe for absolutely ages, and I've actually spent a lot of time researching and trying to find the best possible deal, which I did, to get these shoes. And I have to say, not disappointed. I can see what the hype is about. And just really, today's video is really about whether or not this would be the right shoe for you. You might be a runner running marathons or running half marathons or even 10Ks, even 5Ks. For me, this shoe is the one shoe that you could use for 5 to marathon. The question I always had was, would this shoe be a great shoe for an ultra marathon like the Comrades Marathon? For me at least, the question is still out on that. But for all the other distances, I can see why many people would want to go for this shoe. Okay, product description. So this shoe weighs 211 grams. It has got a Zoom X midsole. Full Zoom X midsole, which is highly responsive. It's Nike's premium foam right now. It has got a carbon fiber plate, which is an S-shaped carbon fiber plate that is actually wedged within the midsole. It's got quite a high stack height. When you put the shoe on, you feel it. It's got 40 millimeters in the heel and 32 in the forefoot, giving you an 8 millimeter drop and quite an aggressive rocker. So you even just putting a shoe on, you just feel like you want to go forward in the shoe. It's got a mesh upper, and it's got these very thin laces. I don't really like the laces, if I'm being truly honest. I've actually replaced them, and I put another pair of lace on before, but I think that's one area that I just didn't like. But yeah, you're not going to have it all. On the bottom, it's got this rubber forefoot. Or rubber on the forefoot, and just exposed Zoom X in the back. And yeah, there's not much I can speak to. I really do like the mesh upper. It feels really lightweight, feels really breezy. Even on hot days, you don't really feel the heat within the shoe. So I think one of the things that we have to talk about, elephant in the room, is these are expensive. These shoes are expensive. I saw recently they're 4,600 Rand. In most of the stores are more or less around that price. I have seen them on special, and I think the question is always, are you going to get value for your money if you buy a pair of these shoes? So interestingly, I didn't know this, but they really, the mileage that and these are all the conservative mileages between 600 kilometers and 1,000 kilometers out of the shoe. And I've seen one guy's taken it to like 2,000 kilometers. I wouldn't recommend you do that, especially since these are races. And the question that always comes up is, the foam that you have, is it gonna, because already you can see now I've run about nearly 200 Ks in your shoes, and you can see there's a few creases on the foam. Still feel the value of the foam after 200 Ks. I don't feel like it doesn't feel any different to me than when I first bought them. So I would say, from a mileage perspective, you will get the mileage out of these shoes, and you will get the mileage particularly because the way I am going to use these shoes is just to use them for racing, the odd training session in them before a race, and then to race in them. So they are really good in that context. And actually, I was pleasantly surprised when, even now when I watch some other videos of guys that are actually taking them through like long distances and actually really get the full value out of the shoe. So I wouldn't be too concerned. Some people are of the belief that you buy a racing shoe and you wear it for 400 kilometers, then you need to buy another racing shoe. So I wouldn't do that, but you might get some people that would do that. But I think these are really great shoes. I can't speak more highly of these shoes because of what they are able to give you. And I bought these shoes with my own money, so nobody's paying me to make this video. But yeah, these are really great shoes. Okay, if I had to say just a couple of negative points about the Vaporfly Next Percent, the second one is not actually negative, but I'm gonna put it out there. The first one is actually the laces. I don't like the laces. I think Nike could have actually just come up with standard laces or thin laces that are a little bit longer. I think that would be something that I would change in these shoes. But you can always go and buy a pair of laces and put them on the shoes. So not really a big negative. The carbon plate. So I will say that it's not for everyone. One of the first races I've done in these shoes, I did a 15k in Westville. Now, if you know this area of Durban, it is very hilly. There's hills everywhere. You cannot go anywhere without getting a hill. If you haven't trained on hills in your shoes, you're going to feel it. Most of the guys that are running the London Marathon, the Berlin Marathon, these are all flat courses or relatively flat. So, great shoe for flat. When I go into Durban, I run along the promenade, great for flats. When you get to hills, it really, if you'd imagine yourself being propelled up the hill the whole time, and once you get used to it, it's great. But it actually does take some getting used to. So that's just something to keep in mind. Is it for everybody? If you do not like to feel the carbon fiber plate underneath your foot, that might not be something for you. There is a lot of ZoomX foam, so that does actually cushion it. So you're not going to feel the carbon fiber plate all the time. But it is a great shoe, especially for racing. Okay, final thoughts. Very responsive shoe, very fast shoe. Great if you're going to go and race. I have used it for 5k, 10k races. I'm going to use it in my next 21k race. I have taken it up to 20ks, but I'm going to use it in the next 21k race because this is the kind of shoe that is going to just really works in that. And I really believe that you can use a shoe for a marathon. I haven't used it for a marathon yet, and I look forward to using it for a marathon. So that would be the next one to tick off the list. Next year, I'm looking at doing Comrades Marathon, and the reason why I bought these shoes, I actually bought them last year with the view to actually running Comrades in these. So that was the actual plan, and I'm actually glad that I didn't just decide, listen, I'm gonna go and do it, because I actually didn't end up registering for Comrades this year. But this would be an interesting one to try out for Comrades. This would be one. I'm actually going to watch Comrades this year. I've got some friends running, and I want to see if anybody is running in this shoe. That would be interesting to see. So Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2, great shoe.